As promised, I'm bringing the actions here to show you the historical reference of the development of the GX2 piano, the SK2, and ultimately the SKEX, where there's still developments going on. Stick around. Ted Barsley with Alamo Piano Galleries. If you haven't found us already online, look for us at alamopianogalleries.com and look for our store, shop our site, and also subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and take a look at some of our pianos, have a listen to some of our demonstrations. As promised today, this is it started off as one of these, look at this little jewel piano and then look at this other gem that we found. And it just so happened that these are the 5'10.5", 5'11" model Koichi Kawai designed grand pianos. And the development to where they are now in the Kawai line is with the GX2 and the SK2 model. There's also a GL40, which is real close to the same size. I believe the GL40 might just be a tad bit longer. But here's the thing. This piano was manufactured in 1981, and this one here, I believe, is a 2005 or an 06. Now, the RX2 has the Millennium 3 carbon fiber action. Originally, this piano, the RX2, not this model, but when they first started around the year 2000, it did not have the Millennium 3 carbon fiber action. It had the ABS composite actions. And this piano from 1981, it is an all wooden action, wooden shanks, wooden hammers, the same as you have here, but the action components themselves are built out of wood. The only parts that are made out of composite materials is going to be the undercarriage underneath here, the bottom part of the action, rather than having them made out of the carbon fiber here. They're, in this piano, they're kind of made out of the, I believe it's the ABS Strian composite material that they used. However, what I have noticed in looking at this is you still have the F-style double action rail. You have the microfine grooves on both of these pianos. It's a little better developed on the RX2. In fact, it's a bit more exaggerated, a better piece of insulation than what you have originally back in 81. But this one is really a lot better than what I've seen the other manufacturers put in. They usually just put in like sandpaper or thick paper. And the other thing that's kind of amazing is not only are the action rails very, very similar, the other thing that's similar is that the exact key breaks in the action, they're identical right up to the key, and all of the back felting for the sustain and sostenuto is identical to the key. Nothing has changed other than the materials that are put inside the action. Now, noticeably, you can't really tell that much of a difference between these two pianos when you sit down and play them. The RX2 does play a lot more, it seems to be more refined, smoother, and you seem to get a little bit better of your results through the key and the response to the piano. However, I will say that these hammers seem to be a little bit more precise than the softer hammers that you find on the KG2D piano from 1982, I believe, 81 or 82. Anyway, we're going to have maybe a brief listen to just a short example of each of these pianos, and I'll come back for a quick wrap-up. As I mentioned, each of these pianos, even though they're along the same line of development in terms of size, they're separated by a number of decades from being manufactured and assembled. Even, the design on the RX2 is pretty much the same, except that now with the GX2, they have improved some of the things, a number of the things from the RX2. They've refined their action rail, they've refined the carbon fiber composite action, and they're also have kept the same solid matter of construction and their foundation. They still have the grooved inside of the key bed for collecting dust, making it a lot easier to keep clean, and believe it or not, it keeps the performance up, and it does reduce on noise, and it does stop from muffled performance. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you were to walk around and look at these things, other than the specific row of action parts being different, they're almost identical. The amount, if you're just eyeballing the key bed and the key frame and the parts, you can tell that it's almost coming from the exact same blueprint. And this is something that I wanted to mention about all pianos, not just Kawai Grand pianos, but all pianos. This is a kind of a fascinating thing if you think about it. With all the detailed and all the information that goes into a construction of a piano, and all the parts, including the rim, the frame, the strings, how everything is put together, cut, precision, all that, they don't even really come with an owner's manual. And I realized that today when I was going to get some back information on on a different piano, the Baldwin SF10. As I was researching these, we're going to shoot these in a cluster, and I just thought, you know what, that's the problem with pianos. When you get an owner's manual, it always has things like how to care for your polish and how to keep dust off of inside your piano. Don't let your cat up inside on the harp and the strings. Those are the kind of things you get in kind of like a brochure manual. There isn't anything technical details where they break it down and they show you, here's the inside of your RX2 piano. Your Kawai KG2D runs on, this is the heart of the engine. It's not like that, and I kind of wish they would, because it would really give more insight into the precision and the accuracy of not just the instrument, but the music that it makes. And so with that, have a listen, send us your comments, any questions you have on any piano. We'd be glad to have a challenge and get back to you. Again, my name is Ted Barsalou with Alamo Piano Galleries. We do have a website at alamopianogalleries.com. Do subscribe to the channel and send me your questions and comments, and we'll look for you next time. Thank you very much.